Okay guys, so micro tutorials on YouTube suck, and I'm going to teach you how to make some light fuel. What you're going to do is you're going to need crude oil at the start, obviously. You're going to also need to install additional pipes for Buildcraft. You can do it without additional pipes, but I don't recommend it because, look at this. Am I just going to fucking pipe that the whole way there? Fuck no. So you're going to need a pump, 4 redstone engines. All you pretty much need is redstone engines for pumps, specifically, okay? So you're gonna transport that in. You're gonna bring it over. You're gonna teleport it all the way to these reservoirs. You can do whatever you want. You don't need a reservoir per se. I have it just in case if that thing goes empty and I don't notice. You're gonna pipe it in. What I did was I snaked it in, so it starts here, it goes all the way around, and it's constantly being pumped, so I don't have to manually bring in each fuel tank into the next. So this final one goes into the distilleries, okay? So the way the distilleries are powered are by combustion engines. You can just hook these up right next to it. You can just put the engines right next to the distillery engine, the distillery machine itself, and it can power it. But it's way too fucking cluttered, and it's a fucking mess. So what I did was I put a bunch of these together, and I put it in one central pipe that goes through my entire workshop, okay? That's what I did. I recommend that. They all need fuel, and they all need water to cool, so they don't just stop working, because after a certain temperature, they will just stop working. The green is going to go black, and it's going to stop. So once that comes in, these things will start distilling. It's not producing right now because I have so much light fuel that it's not going to produce. So what it does is the distillery will turn the crude oil into 2 byproducts, gaseous fuel and heavy oil, okay? If one is full, it will not produce the other. I thought my machine was broken because it wasn't producing, but it's not. It's just because I have no more room for storage. I could make more, but I'm too lazy. There's no more room for storage, so it's not going to produce any more. It needs both to be empty, to produce both. Okay? So gaseous fuel cannot change. It cannot be altered. It can only be used as gaseous fuel. And that's fine because gaseous fuel is the most, it produces the most energy, but it burns the fastest. So it's very expendable. It produces a lot of, oil produces a lot of gaseous fuel. It produces the most energy, but it burns up really fast. So this is good to use just on the fly, right? And what you really want is that stuff over there. Okay, so heavy oil is going to go out. So the distillery is going to take out, okay? It's going to take out the heavy oil. It's going to go into these reservoirs over here. You want to valve it off because if you don't valve it off, then it's going to pile up. And sometimes I found it where if I don't path it correctly, then gaseous fuel will just stick back here and none of it will go into the actual tank. So the way the iron pipes work is the way this white spot is facing, that's where it goes through. So all this is going to go through into these specific zones, okay? Into this specific area, and after a certain point, it's fine. You just let it run wild because it just go into the tanks at that point. So the heavy oils. I have these reservoirs set up. It doesn't produce a lot at all. Heavy oils are not produced like by a large margin. It's very small. So yeah, you don't really need a big reservoir. I made a lot because I had a lot of leftovers because I wasn't using them for a while. So that's why I have 6 tanks up. But anyways, you bring them over, heat it up twice. You're gonna need heat exchangers. Okay, you're gonna need 6. So heat exchangers. It's kind of expensive. This can be used as any glass. It doesn't matter. You need iron gears. You're gonna need 6 of them. You need 3 for one, so it can come out as like individual pieces, and you need a wrench to wrench it in place. You want what you're heating up to go under. So whatever you want to heat up, it has to go under the heat exchanger, okay? And then the lava is coming from the nether. It's being teleported from the nether, right? And it's being pumped in. What you want to be heating, the liquid you want to heat things up from, goes in horizontal. Okay, so the heating up goes in through under, and the heating liquid goes horizontal. So you want it to go to searing. So there's 2 levels. There's cool, there's hot, and searing. I don't have any hot right here because there's no use for hot at this moment. So it turns into searing heavy oil, and you bring it over here, right? And you distill it again. I have 2 distilleries because I just want a large production, but all you need is 1. That goes into the distillery. And it comes out as searing mixed heavy fuels. And the byproduct is the purple stuff down here, as you can see right there. That is that's residue. Nothing good comes out of it. It's just a bunch of like waste. None of it's needed. And then it comes out as searing mixed fuels. And you want to cool it down. So again, the cooling comes under and the heating goes horizontal. So you want to cool it down from searing to hot mixed heavy fuels. So you heat it down, or you cool it down into hot mixed fuels, and then you distill it while it's hot. So it has to be hot for you to distill it again. And once it get distilled again, then it becomes hot light fuel and hot dense fuel. And after it comes out as that, you cool it down again. So both of these right here, 2 distilleries, they have heat exchangers on them. I have double the amount. I've doubled the amount just because I want to increase production. So out here is going to come out hot dense fuel and hot light fuel. And after it's hot, it turns to cold. Then you can store it and use it. Fuel can only be used when cold. Alright, so that's pretty much it. This is the entire setup. And also, I heavily recommend using something like this. In this particular mod pack, you can use the kinesis pipes to power up certain things. So these energy storages right here, you can actually use the kinesis pipes to power these up, which is really nice. But when you want to export it out, you can't use kinesis pipes, which suck. You can only use the actual cables. So that's not very good. This can also be used for those exact same machines, but I just want there to be some use for my energy storages. And this one is it fuels my electric arc furnaces. So right here, see how it constantly fluctuates. Fucking goes in, powers that up. I have it so it can also be exported out here. It powers up my electric arc furnaces over here too, my electric compressor, my assembly machine, my electric compressor, and again, circuit fabricator right here. Where is it at? Right there. It powers up pretty much everything in this entire mod pack, except a few. There's been a few where I haven't gone to work. For the most part, it's very compatible. Buildcraft does not come with Galacticraft. It's separate. I downloaded it in. It doesn't write. It's not compatible with thermal expansion, so I had to get these cables and I had to get the electrical engine so I can transfer it. I can convert the energy from gigajoules to, what is it, RF, right? Yeah, KRF. Why the fuck? Okay, that's weird. Yeah, okay, you guys get the point. Yeah, so it's very compatible with most mods. For the base mod at least, it's very compatible. So yeah, that's how you make light fuel. And I know how frustrating it is to get light fuel because I spent literally 10 hours like researching throughout like an entire week, 10 hours the whole week, just to like try to figure out how to make light fuel, and I couldn't because there's so many fucking different creators telling you how to use Buildcraft, and I didn't understand it, so I just want to break it down like a short 10-minute video. Yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching. Go watch my Twitch.